Hello friends, in today's video I will discuss about the vCenter. What is vCenter, how can we use it, what is its feature. So this is very important lecture in terms of concepts. So let's move. What is vCenter? vCenter is a central management utility for VM and it is used to manage virtual machines, multiple EXI hosts and all dependent components from a single centralized location. As the definition suggests, the vCenter is a centralized location where we can manage all our ESXi hosts. For example, in my office, I have more than 20 physical servers, and all these servers are managed by a centralized location, which is called vCenter. So in this way, we don't want to go from one server to another server for the management. We have a single console and single point of administration. So vCenter play the same role of centralized management for accessing, for managing your all resources like your virtual machines, your vSAN, your ESXi host. So you don't need to go from one server to another server, or you don't need to enter one password and multiple passwords same time. You simply provide a single password, which is called single sign-on. So this is the functionality of vCenter. The second point is it also support like HA, DRS and vMotion, VBS, vSAN or SSO. Basically, vCenter when we implement vCenters, we have the advanced options of VMware hypervisor like HA, DRS and vMotion and single sign-on. The third point is vCenter come out as a software. Now before 2, 3 or 4 years back, when I installed my first vCenter, it's come as an application, and I installed this application on my Windows server. Now the latest time, the vCenter comes as a pre-packaged appliance, which we can download from the VMware website and install on our infrastructure or our any ESXi host. So basically vCenter is a centralized management which is used thoroughly in big environment, or nowadays it is available as a separate virtual machine, which is called a virtual appliance. Now the second bullet is what is vCluster. Basically, what is vCluster? vCluster is a group of hosts. When a host is added to a cluster, the resources of the host become the part of the resources of the cluster. Basically, cluster is a logical grouping of our host, our physical host. When we add our physical host in a container, this container is called a cluster. A cluster is manage the resources of all hosts. So in this way, we need only manage the cluster, not all the hosts. So when we enable clusters on our host, or we add host into a cluster, we have an advanced feature of VMware like cluster enable vSphere high availability, vSphere distributed resources, which is often called DRS, and vSAN features. A cluster is useless if HA or DRS features are not enabled. For enabling HA and DRS, we need to enable first cluster. So in this diagram, you can see we add our 4 hosts into a cluster, and after adding these hosts into a cluster, we have the ability to configure high availability distributed resource scheduler. So first you need to enable cluster, and after that you should enable high availability and distributed resource scheduler. vCenter high availability feature. What is high availability? Basically, when an host in a cluster fail or crashes, VM started from another host. As you can see from the diagram, if my one physical host is crashed down, now the VM running on that machine automatically move and running from another host. This is called high availability. It is automatic process enable EHA on cluster in order to use. As I told you, if you first you enable an cluster, then after that you should you should have HA characteristics in your VM environment. So HA need the following things. What we things are required for enabling HA. The first thing is obviously is cluster, and second one is more important thing is shared resources, because the VM reside on a physical machine don't have a local storage. It should have a local it should have a remote storage or a shared storage on another host or another location like vSAN or NAS. So shared resources, not a local data store. So we should save our machines in shared storage or not on local data store in order to enable HA feature. The second feature which vCenter offer is dynamic resource scheduler feature. What does dynamic resource scheduler means? It means if a cluster is overloaded, then its virtual machine move from another host which is not overloaded or which have enough resources. So basically DRS is a feature of a cluster which is managed by vCenter server. It balances the load of VMs on a host. Basically it balances the VM load in a way it balances the RAM, CPU and power management. A DRS enable the cluster has the following resource management capabilities. Initial VM placement. So if you create a new virtual machine, the DRS will automatically place your new machine in a host which have enough resources. It also use load balancing, so it will move VM from one host to another in order to balance the loads in a cluster. Or if you have it also save your power, because if you have one machine and one physical server and three physical servers and one and your load is very simple, it move all the machine into single server and power of remaining two servers. So it also save your lot of power from this. Now the third feature is vCenter vMotion feature. This feature moves virtual machine from one host to another while the VM is power on. Basically what vMotion does, it moves the virtual machine from one host to another host while the host is power on. This type of migration is called host migration. We can also move the VMs from host to host using the vCenter server. So we use vCenter server to move our virtual machine from one host to another host. For example, if we want to schedule our maintenance for our server or increase our RAM or hard drive, we can move from machine from one host to another with the help of vMotion. So user are transparent for this conversion, this motion, because the user don't see whether the machine is running from one server to another server. We have another converter for moving machine from one server to another server, which is called VMware vConverter. So vConverter, but it moves the VM when VM is power of this computer. VMware vConverter is used or also used to move a machine from one host to another, but it required to power of the virtual machine. The converter we can convert the physical to virtual machine, which is also called P2V conversion. Our virtual machine, which will call V2V, we can convert our virtual machine from physical to virtual or virtual to virtual machine. For example, if we have a virtual machine on our Hyper-V, or if we want to move into another server like ESXi server, this conversion is called V2V or virtual to virtual. So basically these are the concepts, because the configuration is very easy, but the concept is very important to understand before implementing this feature on vCenter server. Now third one is very important thing, which is called vSAN network. What is vSAN network? vSAN network, basically in this diagram I have three servers, ESXi 01, 02 and 03, and each server have a special type of port which is called VM kernel port 2. What is kernel port? Kernel port is a special type of port in ESXi host which allow the specific traffic to pass through them. For example, I configure this VM kernel port to only pass the vSAN traffic from one host to another, and at the same time in each host we have two physical network card which is labeled as VMNIC 0 and VMNIC 1. So the configuration of these three hosts are the similar, and these three LAN card attached with a separate network with the help of 10G switch. Now we can see how we install machine in the scenario of vSAN. Suppose we have a VM1 and its VMDK file is storage file saved on another host which is ESXi2, and another copy of this host file also saved to another host which is called ESXi3. So the virtual machine is present on ESXi1, but its this file is present on two separate hosts, VMDK1, VMDK1 on host 1 and host 2. So in host 1, in host 2 and in host 3 we have a read and write buffer. What does it mean? In host 2 we have a two hard drive, one is called SSD and other one is type of SSD. Basically we use this type of scenario in our mostly vSAN environment. So we use two hard drives in ESXi2 and ESXi3. So basically we use SSD because we want to read very fast and read and write very fast. So we use SSD first and then we use SSD. Basically when we write a copy of on both the ESXi host, ESXi2 and ESXi3. So in this way we can save our storage file on two separate physical servers. So in case of failure we can easily recover from any one of these server. So in review, vSAN can only be enabled on ESXi host cluster. First we enable cluster on our environment, and then we can enable vSAN. A VM kernel port on each port is marked for vSAN traffic. We have created a port on each physical server and label it for the traffic only for vSAN traffic. VM objects are stripped and mirrored across the host, so we can create our storage file and mirror across the many hosts as we can like. Read cache and write buffer are used to improve the performance. So we introduce a SSD drive which is used to increase our read and write performance. So basically this is a quick view of the vCenter server, why we use vCenter server, how we implement vCenter server. So basically vCenter server provide us some special type of features like HA, DRS and vSAN. So in the next video I will show you how to download and configure vCenter server in home environment or any other test environment. Thank you very much for your viewing.